Good afternoon, everybody. This is Crystal with Crystal's Creations by Cough. How are you all doing? Good, I hope. I know we were just live yesterday, and then I was live yesterday with Elizabeth Costa Rogers for 4.5 hours, a little over 4 hours. I couldn't believe I crafted that long with her. I was like, that was a long time, but I just can't. I was doing it for a good cause. So today we're going to make some more cards for Uvalde, Texas. And so we're just doing this for a good cause, so I thought I would do another video and upload it. So that's what we're doing. So I can't get enough coffee today because it is a cold, rainy day. It is raining again. So those of you that live out east, like those that live in Ohio and Maine and wherever else, Virginia, like my family that lives in Virginia, I'm sorry, but I'm sending you some more rain. So I'm sorry. So anyways, so I'm gonna lower the video so you guys can see. So this is a Concord 9th stamp set. So I thought this would be really good for the hospitals. The hospital down there in Uvalde, Texas. This one has the sayings like, so proud of you, you amaze me. It's got the fist pump. It could also be for the fire department. You know, and all that. And it's one of those twist and turns. So last night when I was playing with it on Elizabeth Costa Rogers Live, I kept turning the stamp. And it's been a while since I played with this stamp, and then it dawned on me, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not supposed to turn these stamps, I'm supposed to turn the paper. So that is what we have to do. We have to turn the paper. The stamp stays in one place when you're doing these, so that's why I thought I would play with this, because I don't remember if I did a video on this one. So, and you know what? I have a piece of my dog's hair on there, so before we get started, let me see if I can get that piece of hair off of there, because we definitely don't want to ink hair and get my doggy's hair on there. Although, there's more hair. Look at that. Okay, I think I got it. I had to do a little crafty surgery. So I picked out some Distress Oxides because I think those will stand out better. So I got some blues, a little bit of green, and some red and pinks. Or orange. Or whatever. I might do the Distress Inks too, but I'm not sure. And then I might move up to Simon Hurley's inks. So don't worry, I'm not drawing out of the bowl, and we're not doing that stuff today. This is all for Uvalde, Texas. So I'm going to start with Chipped Sapphire, and we're going to start there. Wait until this loud jet, whatever it is, flies over. There's little things all over this. I always try to go over it more than twice just to make sure I have a good impression. Or at least with the ink pad, that is. Okay, I think I got it. Now we're going to put that down. And then I thought of something else after I get this done. So I'm just going to do the first one so I can show you what I'm doing for them. And then I did a bunch of backgrounds with Simon Hurley's stencils. And I did another fun technique that I was inspired by Not Afraid of Color. Her name is Tracy Fear. I think that's her last name. I can't remember now. My brain's not working again today, so I do apologize. But she has a YouTube channel. It's called Not Afraid of Color. She is definitely not afraid of color. That is for sure. She has a lot of cool techniques. Let me tell you, I love her. I love her style. I love the way she does stuff and everything, and so that's why I wanted to use the stamp and see if I can try and incorporate some of those techniques with this stamp. So I think I'm going to do this again because that just does not... So we're just going to go over this again. It's okay if the ink gets on the lower part of the stamp itself. At least it does not get all over the paper. So that's okay. Okay, so let's try that. Oops, that goes there. Okay. Use my little hockey puck shaped Stamparatus thing to glide over my stamp thing, whatever you call this thing, or a Chucky tool, I should say. You know, for those of you, no, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to keep my mouth quiet. Never mind. Not my place to say anything. I was going to say something about the Chucky tool, but I don't know. Oh, never mind. Oh, but Mr. Chuck came out with a great idea. I do agree. But I have to admit, my friend Tony's right. This thing only lasts so long and your hands do start to hurt with that thing. I will say that. So I'm going to wipe this off. Now, this might sound a little squeaky. So I do apologize if it gets squeaky. I'll try not to be too squeaky, like a bird. So I just want to make sure I get all that other ink off. Okay. So now we're going to dry it off a little. My microfiber cloths. Microfiber cloths are really good for this kind of stuff. Okay. Now we're going to take our paper, move our magnet. I want to keep it right there. Move my magnet over. I don't want to move it too far over. And then we're going to rotate it this way. That should be about right. Let's hope I'm right. So let's see if we got this right. Let's see if that looks right. I think that looks about right. And I should have made these 6 by 6 instead of 5.5 by 5.5. I was not thinking about that. So I want to make sure that I have. I might have to move. So proud of you. I want to make sure this does not go into that heart. And it, no, it doesn't. Okay. It just looked like it was. So I think we're okay. Looks like we're good. So I think we're good. think we are good. Okay. So I could magnet that a little bit more. So now let's use, so we got Chip Sapphire. Let's go ahead and do Salvage Patina, because, you know, that's another pretty blue. So if you guys are watching this video for the first time, and this is your first time hearing about cards for Uvalde, Texas, my friend Biddy Penny shared a video the other day, and I shared her video on my Facebook group, and I will go ahead and share my Facebook group down in my description box, and I will see if I can share the link to her video as well. I will share the link to her video in the description box too, so that you guys can. And I think I need to move that other magnet back just a hair. So it looks like that stamp is right on the hair of the magnet. I don't know if it's preventing from some stuff being stamped down. I don't know. I'm gonna move that back just a hair. There we go. Okay, one more time. Yeah. Okay, much better. Okay. There we go. Alright, let's wipe it off and then we'll move on to the next color, because we got to move this around. We're going to move the paper. We have to turn it 4 times. Sorry, I don't mean to squeak. Okay. Okay, now we can use, let's see, actually we better flip it first, right? I almost forgot. So let's keep that right there. Move this back just a tad. Okay, so now we're going to turn it, rotate it again. Okay, now let's make sure I got this correct in the right spot. So before I ink, I always make sure that I have this in the correct area. So if I need to move something over. Okay, you amaze me, you amaze me. Okay. So I think it needs to go that way just a little bit. So let's scoot it just a hair. Okay, now let's try that. Okay, why is it when I'm going that way, it seems like the U is still off the paper? So, hold on a second. Trying to make sure I have this lined up right. Okay. Now, let's see if I got this correcto. Okay, now I need to come, let's see, this looks a little bit better. I think everybody's on the paper. Okay, that looks good. All right, so I am going to use, should I do Victorian Velvet or Saltwater Taffy? I think I'm going to go with Saltwater Taffy. This is such a beautiful color. I love that Saltwater Taffy that Tim Holtz came out with. If you like these colors, you can find more colors down below in my description box on my Ranger affiliate link down below. So I do appreciate your support. I don't make much, but I do get a tiny, tiny commission at no extra expense to you guys. Oh, that looks pretty together, doesn't it? I do agree. That all looks good together. Now see, Saltwater Taffy, well, the reason why I love this color so much is you can use it as a pink or you can use it as an orange. That's why I like it so much. It blends well with oranges and it blends well with pinks. So, so pretty. Such a pretty color. It goes both ways, and that's why I love it so much. And I just realized I need to trim some hairs on my inks and put them on a blank piece of paper that I can use for another backdrop for a card. really cool. It just really stands out. No, I don't want tape in there. And then I think I'm gonna throw in Shabby Shutters after that, because I think a shade of green would look pretty. Would offset it. Okay. I keep thinking that tag is a piece of tape on my microfiber dry cloth. It's driving me crazy. I should just chop it off. I think I stained this black one time with some other black ink. It got stained. Can't get it off. That's okay. It's love stained. So it's okay. At least it still works. That's good. So let's go ahead. Oops, sorry. I scraped. So now we're gonna rotate this one more time for the fourth and final time. Okay, let's make sure I have this correctly. If I have to, I will move it over more. Okay, I'm gonna have to move it this way, I think, a little bit, because the heart is off and the U in So Proud of You. So I'm gonna have to go that way and this way a little bit. So I think next time when I do this again, I'm gonna have to mark my spot on these papers or something. Okay. That looks a lot better. And You Amaze Me goes in that empty spot right there. Okay, we got it, you guys. So now we're doing Shabby Shutters, which is another Distress Oxide. Oh, and if you haven't seen my live yet from yesterday, you should probably give it a reel and watch it, because it's a card block part 2 from last week, where I drew only 3 inks from a bowl of inks and sprays. I was hoping to draw some sprays because I really wanted to use some sprays, but I don't have a whole lot of sprays to draw sprays out of the bowl. I have more inks than I have sprays. My daughter thinks I have way too many inks, but I don't have near as many inks as some of other people have that I've seen when I've watched a lot of them. Those craft room tours. Others have way more than I do, but I mean, those of us that craft, I mean, come on, we can never have enough inks, right? Right. Just like, you know, some of you have all of Simon Hurley's lunar pastes, and I only have 5. And I'm like, okay, I want all of his colors too, but I don't. And it's just like, I only have 13 of his inks, and he's got over 20 inks, colors. But someday I'll get there. Someday. But it takes time. That's for sure. That looks pretty cool. All right, one more, definitely. Make sure all those little guys are inked up pretty good. I think it's splattered. And then I'll show you guys my backgrounds I made today too for some more cards for Uvalde, Texas. Okay, all right, so that part is done. Now, this one would be a little too hard to clean up and put on a piece of paper because this ink is just so far down in there that I just don't think I can get it on paper. But I have been doing other cleanups because I've been inspired by my friend Elizabeth Costa Rogers. So instead of wasting too much lunar paste or too much ink, I have been putting on other pieces of cardstock and stuff laying around that I can make into another card or a die cut or something like that. Okay, so now I want to take this, which this will be turned into a card, so let's get this out of our way for now. So I want to be able to take some of these inks that I just used. So let's take Shabby Shutters. Okay. Right. Or no, not Shabby, Saltwater Taffy. Gee, like I know what I'm doing. Okay, and I'm just gonna start, well here, let's just start right here. I'm gonna lightly go over, and I've noticed on these ink blending things, the black parts of these keep coming off, and I don't like that. So I have to be careful because I don't have any more. It's like I've used them all. It's like so it's nice as you can ink over your stuff. I should use my sticky mat. So I've tried to glue this back on, but I don't know. I just don't know. So now I'm gonna go, actually, while it's fresh on my brain, let's grab a sticky mat real quick, okay? Okay. Let's use a little bit of Shabby Shutters. Okay. Oh yeah, you guys can see. Okay, just want to make sure. Now, I'm not going to spray this, but I am going to probably try and do a little bit of other stuff on top of this. Oops, upside down. Gotta be careful how I put these on because I have tape back there to hold my things. Okay, now we're going to use a little bit of Salvage Patina. I mean, this one already has it over here. This one's fallen off too. These dome foams that I got at Hobby Lobby, I don't know about them either. I tell ya, even some of the ones I get from Ranger, they fall apart. So I think I'm just gonna go back just to using brushes, I think, instead, because these just don't work for me. So use a little bit more Salvage Patina. Okay. Oh. It goes there. And then I don't know. Oh, here it is right here. I found it. So, oops. This one. So, Chip Sapphire. So I'm going to try and go on it very lightly, very carefully. I definitely don't want to go over it too dark, because this stuff is pretty dark. So now I'm gonna do something pretty cool here. I'm gonna see if I can make it work. Okay, so now we have this. So I'm gonna take my I'm not gonna put scales on it. I just don't think that'll work. Flowers either. I'm gonna add, let's see. I'm gonna add a little bit of chevron stencil. So we're gonna go, let's see, where do I wanna put this part? So we're going to add a little bit of just a tiny bit of lunar paste. So that's all I'm going to use. I'm not going to use too much. I don't want to use that much. So we're going to see if we can get this to work. So let's grab that. I'm going to use my little guy here. So let's use Prom Queen. A little bit of Prom Queen. Or yeah, so we'll use Prom Queen first, okay? Actually, I'm just gonna spread it with my knife because I don't want too much on there. So actually, what I should have used. My fingers. I just want it on smoothly. So the only thing we cannot use on these cards for Uvalde, Texas is glitter. So okay, and then I could take a little bit of Minty Fresh. We'll add that in there. I'm just gonna use my finger because that's the next best thing, right? And I'm gonna go over here. I guess I don't have enough on my finger. Okay, and then we'll add a little bit of Psych over here in this okay, that looks good. I think we'll call it good. Doesn't have to be 100% perfect. So now we're gonna very carefully take our tape off. Okay. And lift. And we got that. So now I'm just wiping this off. Uh-oh. I can wipe this off before it dries. And then we can build this card. And what's nice about this card, it already has sentiments on it, so we don't need to add any sentiments at all. So we already have sentiments on it. So actually, before I do that, let me add real quick. I have some spray stuff. We're gonna get brave here, y'all. I have some stuff that comes in a thing that looks like fingernail polish. And it's by Spellbinders. I do not have my box over here, so like I said, we're gonna be brave. I'm gonna Well, if I hear those little BBs shaking. But it's this stuff. You can get it on Spellbinders, but it's by, it's called Silk Luster. And the color of it is like a really pretty teal, turquoise type color. And so I'm just going to add a pop of splatter to it. There, that looks good. I don't want too much. I want to spray my computer or spray it all over me, or in my coffee for that matter, and all over my table. There it goes. So that looks kind of really pretty. So I added a little bit of Simon Hurley Chevron stencil with 3 colors of lunar paste, and that just looks really cool. I like that. And a little bit of that Silk Luster splatter stuff, and it kind of goes with it, and that dries really, really fast too. And that's what I like about that. So let's go ahead and make a 6x6 card base, and I'm gonna use, you know what? Well, I thought I had some other paper over here. Here's some. I have a piece of blue here. So I think this might look pretty good with the blue. So let's make a 6x6 card with that. Definitely not going to use yellow. No. I do not like the yellow, but I like the blue better. I do not like the yellow. Yellow is an out. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this scored, folded, and cut real quick. Okay, so we'll score this. Okay, fold it. And then also, some of you, if you have not seen the Team Tiny winner video, you might want to watch that, because 5 of you have won something from me. So you might want to check that video that I posted Friday night. So be on the lookout for that. I know a couple of you came forward and claimed your prizes. So let's cut this down to 6x6. And if you're new to card making and you want to know how to cut a card, you always want to start with a fold. Make sure the fold is facing you when you cut it. So that is what I'm doing. And then I turn it this way, and then I go again at 6. Oh, I guess it is at 6. We have a 6x6 card then. It's already at 6. And I do not have to cut it again. We're good. Right? Well, we're at 5.5 by 6. I don't know why. I guess I should have started at 12. So, but it should fit. Or I might have to get a white piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. You know that? This is not going to work for me. So hold that thought. I do have sorry guys, this is taking like forever to just do one little thing here with lots of stuff on it. I forgot. I have to start with a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock to make a 6 by 6 card base. So we need to score this down the 6 line. Oops, that turned on me. No, 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 you don't. Okay. Now we're gonna turn it, and we should get 2 equal card bases out of this. Should, I said. Don't quote me on that. Okay. Okay. Now we can cut it. Now we should get a 6 by 6 card base. I don't know what I was thinking, trying to get a 6 by 6 card base out of an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Okay, now 6. Now we should be able to do it just right. Yep, there we go. And we can cut that part down. Okay, so here we go. We have a 6 by 6 card base. So I'm trying to decide which way I want to put this. It doesn't matter which way it goes. So I think we'll do it this way. So let's go ahead and put some foam tape on this. I'm going to go ahead and just lift this up a little bit. So let me get my sticky scissors, which I'm about out of this. Whoops. I'm about out of my double-sided sticky tape, which I'm going to have to be very tedious about how much I use, because I heard we are on a tape shortage, which might blow for some of us. So I was at $1.25 store yesterday with my daughter the other day, and they were completely out of double-sided foam tape. And I was like, no, you can't be out of double-sided foam tape. You just can't. Or they just didn't have any in yet or something, I don't know, but they didn't have any tape. No double-sided foam tape like they usually do. I was just sad. So this next month I'm gonna have to order some double-sided foam tape and get lots of it or something. Make sure I have a stock in it. Okay, get the whiter stuff or something and save the skinny stuff for my shaker cards. So okay, all right, so I'll make sure that this is even. That looks about right. Okay. So you can leave it like this. You can add gems to it, but just no glitter. Absolutely no glitter. And we can leave them blank inside. We don't have to add anything inside. so that others can write notes, or we can write a note, but we cannot put our last name on here. Cannot put our address, but I'm going to have to make some envelopes to go with these cards. So that is something else we have to do. So that is the card, you guys. So that's, oh, let me show you those ones that I just, backgrounds that I just did. What did I do with them? Oh, here they are. Found them. Okay. So here's some background. So let me just lift this up so you guys can see. Oh my gosh, we're almost an hour. So here's one I did with the Heart Hero Arts background stamp. So if you guys could see that. So I took 3 colors, some guy colors, and did that. And then this one, I used Simon Hurley's Love Struck, Prom Queen, and Piggyback, and did his flower. I used his, what's the name of this stencil? Flower Power stencil. I used this stencil, so Flower Power. I used that, made that one. And then I did this for a background for Uvalde. So all these backgrounds will be turned into cards for Uvalde. This one is his bubble wrap stencil, and I did different colors of his inks, like Prom Queen, Psych, Guppy, Love Struck, Tropical Tango, and Breakup Blue is the other one that I used. And I just did different colors on the stencil, so you can do that too with bubble wrap and other stuff. And then I did another chevron stencil one. I did that as well. I flipped it so you can flip your stencils and do different designs. So I did a blue and a green. And then I like how this one turned out with the circles. I totally wasn't trying to do this, but I love the design that it came out with. But I did Chipped Sapphire and Saltwater Taffy. But look at that. Look how cool that turned out with the tiny circles of Simon Hurley's tiny circles. How that, you know, it when I flipped it, and the way that I angled it and moved it around and shifted it, you have other circles, and then either another 2 circles in the middle of the other circles. It kind of looks like a tile floor. I totally love this. It's like so cool. It's like, okay, I want this on my craft wall now. I love it so much. But it's totally cool how that turned out. It's like so pretty. And then this one, this is the one that I was inspired by Not Afraid of Color. You guys should really watch her. So if you don't watch her, please subscribe to her channel and watch her. But she's really cool. But she took her lunar paste and put them on each different color. A lot of the colors, I think she used, I'm not sure if she used all of them, but most of them, and put them on a little drop on each of her palette, on her spreader, I should say, her Simon Hurley spreader, which I'm going to get one of those because I think that might work better on spreading my lunar paste. But I used this one that I won for free, and this one did okay, but it doesn't work very good with my stencils. I don't know why, but it's just not working. But it worked for this, but I did this with my lunar paste. I'm impressed for just doing a background. If you want to just put each color on the bottom of your spreader and just do drops and then spread it on your paper, that is what you will get. That looks totally cool. That looks like 70s. Let me tell you, 70s, bell bottoms, hippie chicky, flower power, all, I mean, everything all rolled into one. I mean, I totally love this. I mean, can you guys see that? That looks totally cool. That looks rad. I just love it. So, yeah. I need to get more of Simon Hurley's colors of his lunar base because I love them so much. These are so rad. Now that I can do this on paper, I just love it. I can make my own background paper. Just totally cool. So, rad. So, those are some more backgrounds I made for some more cards for Uvalde. So, yeah. Totally fun, I tell ya. So anyway, so that's the video. That's the card we made, and just showing you how you can do different cards and stuff like that. So anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Love you. Have fun. Bye. Bye.